Hello, my friends. It's Paula. I am just starting. There we go. It says I can tag friends. Chandra wants me to tag her so that she can find it and we can watch. So I'm doing that right now. There we go. All right. We're going to do a little yin tonight. So I'm here at the studio, right? You guys probably can see now. I'm going to go back here to my mat so everybody can see me. So we're here at the studio tonight, which is where I usually am on Wednesday nights. I figured why not? It's a chance to get out of my house for a little bit and all that craziness, right? It makes me a little bit sad though, because it's going to be that time of year when it's still light out and it's not pitch black when we come in, which means probably a lot of you would be coming in if you could, right? But you can't. So we're going to do this virtually, right? But we're going to have a great class. We're going to relax and you guys will be ready to go to bed, right? This is going to be almost more like restorative than a yin, but very relaxing. But at the same time, it is yin. We're going to stretch, we're going to hold, right? You're going to feel some sensation. But I want you guys to start in that traditional restorative pose, right? What you'll need, if you don't have those things already, some sort of blanket. It doesn't have to be a perfect yoga blanket, right? It can just be, whatever blanket you have thrown on the back of your couch. And you need a bolster, right? It doesn't have to be a fancy bolster like this. It can just be the couch cushion from your couch, right? A small one, a big one, whatever. And with those two things, you should be good to go, right? So we're going to start in traditional restorative. This is where you're going to take the bolster or the cushion, right? It could be the pillow from your bed. And it's just going to go underneath your knees. It just gives you that little prop up with your knees so that you're not lying flat on your back and it becomes a little bit more relaxing. If you hate it, you don't even have to do that part. If you want to use your blanket, put it under your head. If you can't, and you're just laying back like this, right? So I'm putting you here right now. I'm going to sit up and talk once you guys are all set, right? But while everybody's settling in, if you ran downstairs to grab a blanket or upstairs to grab a blanket, once you get back, you're going to come right here in this restorative position, and we're going to begin our yin practice. Now, anytime that we do yoga, right, you want to start to bring your focus to your breath. So do that now while you're lying here, right? In yin and restorative, we don't really have to control the breath as much. So don't get too caught up in that, right? Don't try to control your breath. Just notice your breath. Let your breath start to take over. Let it bring you to a place when there's going to be nothing left in your mind but you and your breath. That's what we want, right? As that breath takes over, it's going to get you to a place where you're just fully focused on your practice and you're fully present to your practice. That means you're not off thinking about, what you're going to make for dinner later or what you're going to do tomorrow. You're not going to be thinking about things that happened to you today, right? You're just going to be thinking about right here, right now. And let yourself be fully present to your yoga. And that's the most important gift you can give yourself right now, is your full presence on your mat. So take a few more moments there. Settle in, wait closer to the camera so I can see who's watching us. I can wave at everybody. That's my usual people. Hello, Christy. Hello, Chandra. Hey, Britt, hope you're still watching. So just let yourself be still for these few moments. Right now, hopefully you're perfectly comfortable. Maybe your body's getting used to just being in one position. So as we start to do some of these yin poses, right, you're preparing your body for that. To be in stillness, while your mind is quiet, whatever sensations are coming at you. All right, so take a few more breaths here. Just letting yourself settle in. you're ready to start moving, right? All we're gonna do, you guys lie on your back. So you're just gonna bring your knees into your chest. So maybe you have that blanket on your head. Maybe you want to leave it there. Maybe now you want to pull that blanket out and let your head rest on the mat. It's totally up to you. You've got your knees hugged into your chest. We're just going to do some lumbar circles here. So you can grab onto your same knee with your same hand, or you can keep your hands wrapped around your shins, whatever feels good to you. But you're going to let your knees go over to the right a little bit, and then you're going to push them away from your body. Bring them to the left, and then bring them all the way back in. So you're keeping that lumbar spine, that low part of your back, pressing into the mat. You're just circling around your sacrum, the lower part of your back, and it should feel good, like you're giving yourself a little spinal massage. So do a couple more here. And then next time you bring your knees all the way in, now we're going to go the other way. So take your knees over to the left, or over to the left, then push them away from your body, then bring them to the right, then pull them back in. So we're doing the same circles. We just switch directions. So I want you to take a few more here. Just kind of waking up the back. You know what's going to move. You know some sensation's going to come. Do a couple more rounds here. And then hug your knees all the way into your chest. Right now, from here, right, we're still on our back. And just let yourself twist a little bit. Take your arms just to those cactus arms, right? You don't have to take them out super wide. And let your palms go up to the sky and just twist each way. First, drop your knees over to the right as you take your chin and your gaze to the left. And then from there, as you inhale, you're going to pull your knees back up to center. And you're going to exhale, drop your knees to the left, take your chin, your gaze to the right. Now, pull your knees back into center here. Right now, we're just going to rock ourselves up into seated. So just take your hands, bring your hands to the crease of your knees. You're going to rock yourself straight up. Right now, you can move that bolster out of the way now. We'll get back to it in a little bit, but I want you guys to come just here to a nice, easy seated position. So it doesn't matter which leg is in front, your more comfortable leg. Right now, we're going to get into the hips a little bit and start to move the hips around. So you're going to have your hands on your knees, right? Lean forward here just a little bit, right? And then press into your left knee with your left hand, right? So you're pushing that left knee down. So your left arm touches straight as you lean to the right. Then you're going to lean back, let both arms straighten. So you're leaning way back, and then you're going to bend, you're going to lean over to the left, come back forward. So you're just circling around here, right? Don't let your hips come up off the ground. You're just making those little circles. Again, getting your spine used to the movement. Do a few more rounds here. And then next time you're leaning all the way forward, just take a little pause here, and then we're going to switch directions. So this time, you're going to push into that right knee, push yourself over to the left first, then lean back, then lean to the right, then lean forward. So just like those lumbar circles we were doing, now we're doing the hip circles, same direction. Take a few rounds here. And eventually, we're going to come all the way forward. Push yourself back up. Right, so now you're going to let your legs come out in front of you. Right, so you're just extending your legs long in front of you. And then from there, right, just take your right knee, bend into your right knee, and just hug it into your chest. Your foot's on the ground, right? You're just hugging that right knee in. Kind of tuck your chin to your chest. Drive your forehead down toward your right knee. Right, really flex your left foot, bring your left toes back towards you. Right, so you're engaging everything. Again, just preparing here. And then we're going to go into our first hold. All right, so when you're ready, you're going to look up, and then just take that right knee, bring your right hand to the inside of your right knee, and just push it open to the right. All right, so now you've got that right foot, the sole of the right foot against your left inner thigh. You're going to angle your body towards your left leg, and we're just going to take a forward fold here. So you're going to start to walk yourself over that left leg. Right now, you want to keep your back flat, right? So you're not rounding down. I'm not trying to tuck my chin to my chest and make my head hit my leg. I just want to bring my chest forward over my left leg. Maybe here you can grab your left foot. If that's you, go for it. If your hands are just down on either side of your left leg, that's fine. If you want to rest them on your ankle, your shin, your knee, all good here. The crown of your head is pointed somewhere in between straight forward, right, and up to the ceiling. What it's not doing, the crown of your head is pointed down towards your left knee, right? Because you're not rounding out like that, pulling forward. So you're going to start to feel that opening in the back of your left leg here, your left hamstring, right? Now, if your right knee is way up, right, you might look like this here. Maybe you want to pad under it with your blanket or with your pillow, right? And just give that knee a little support if it's way up off the ground. On my right side, my right knee comes almost all the way down, so it doesn't bother me. I don't usually use a block on this side. Sometimes I do on the left side, right, if my left knee doesn't want to open. But I want you to be comfortable here, comfortable enough, right, that you can really focus on getting that sensation going in your left foot, right? So I want you guys to fold into it. I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to keep talking, right, but I'm not going to be fully in the pose. But you guys should be fully in that pose. Just letting yourself be still through whatever sensation is coming there. Yin is all about just staying still through sensation. So no matter what else is going on, right, you're just staying still, you're staying calm, you're keeping that focus on the breath. Focusing on your inhales, on your exhales. As you let that breath take over, as you let it guide you like I'm always talking about, then even if you're feeling a whole lot of sensation, it's not going to bother you quite so much. I want you to stay here for another minute or so before we switch legs. Remember, you're keeping your focus on your breath so that you can keep your presence on your mat. Right? Don't let your mind drift away to tomorrow, to next week, to next summer. Keep yourself right here in this moment. Whatever sensations your body's feeling, just let it feel those. Right, we're going to take about 3 more breaths here. And then slowly let yourself come up. Now, as we come up here, right, you're going to bend into your left knee. So put your left foot right on the ground, right? You're going to lean back. Now, you might have to lean back pretty far, right, so that you can lift your right foot up. You want to put that right ankle on top of your left knee, right? And then from there, you can start to push yourself forward if you want to. The more you push your chest towards your right shin, the more sensation you're going to get in your right hip. If you want to keep it leaning back a little bit, make it a little gentler, you can do that. Now you can drag that left foot in closer to your body. As I bring that left foot in closer, as I bring my left glute, left heel closer to each other, then I'm going to feel more sensation too. And the more I push my chest towards my right shin, the more sensation I'm going to feel. Right? So you decide where you want to be here. Right? You might make it more relaxed, take that foot further away, lean further back, and that's all good. Or you bring everything in really close together, really tight, and get a lot of sensation going. You're going to feel it in your right hip, I should say that, right? That's where you should be having that sensation. You want to have enough that you kind of don't want to stay in this position all night long, but not so much that you can't stay in this position with me for another minute or so, right? It's a fine line, called the edge in yoga, right? So you got to find that edge in each and every pose. The place where you're feeling enough that you know you're getting something out of it, right? But you're not feeling so much that it just hurts, right? We don't want it to hurt. We want there to be sensation, but not pain. But there's a subtle difference. You guys take about 3 or 4 more breaths here in this seated pigeon. And then we're slowly going to start to come out of this. Now, if you were in it nice and tight, right, first thing you're going to do is step that left foot a little bit further away, lean a little bit further back, and then eventually you'll be able to get to a place where you can take that right foot right back down. Now, extend your right leg long here. And again, you're going to really flex that right foot, pull those toes back towards your face, bend into your left knee, bring the sole of your left foot down to the ground. So right now your left foot's inside your right thigh, and we're going to hug around that left leg just like we did on the right side, right? Tuck your chin to your chest, drive your forehead toward your left knee, and just round out. Not going to be here for a super long time. Take 3 or 4 breaths. And then when you're ready here, look up, open back up. Now you're going to take that left hand to the inside of the left knee and just push that left knee open to the left side of your mat. So the sole of your left foot now is against your right inner thigh. Again, your right leg is long, that foot's flexed. Now, from here, again, if you need to, right, I'm not quite as good on this side, but you can always bring a blanket or your pillow underneath your left leg, give it a little padding. If it needs that, give it a little support. So if it's way up, right, sometimes that's not comfortable, right? So give it something to support itself on. And then you're going to turn your torso towards your right leg, and here we just walk forward over that right leg. Right? So you're bringing your chest straight forward over that right leg. And again, maybe you can grab onto your right foot with your hands. If that's you, go for it. But you've got to keep your back nice and flat. Don't tuck your chin. You're not trying to drive your head down. Just trying to bring your chest as far forward as you can. Right? So maybe your hands just rest on either side of your right foot. Maybe they're grabbing your ankle or your shin or your knee if you can't grab your foot. Wherever you end up here, it's good. Like I said, the only important thing here, keep that back nice and flat. Don't round it out. Don't think about it as you're trying to drive your head down. Think about it that you're trying to get your chest forward. All right, so I'm going to sit up here while I keep talking. But you guys go as deep into the pose as you can. Right? Let that sensation come over you. Being able to be calm through whatever sensation, whatever things life throws at you, is a great skill, right? And we teach it to ourselves on the yoga mat, right? Whatever sensations are coming at us right now, we're just going to stay still. We're going to keep breathing. Whatever comes at you in life, just keep breathing. Keep calm. You'll get through it. If you need to put a little bend in your right knee here, right, to keep your back flat, to keep that sensation going, then maybe you do that, right? You don't have to. If you can get that right knee flat to the ground and that feels good, then stay right there. Right? When we do yin, we learn so much about our bodies. It builds that body awareness. So you get to a place where you know what's going on with your body. You know what signals it's sending you. And that's so important, right? We need to know what our bodies are telling us. Right? Especially right now, everybody values their health so much. Learn to listen to your body and do what it needs. That's going to protect you more than anything else. So another minute or so here. Yourself melt into it. We're going to slowly start to come up. Make it nice and slow, right? Just slowly bring yourself all the way up. Now as we come all the way up here, now you're going to bend into your right knee, right? You're going to put that right foot flat on the ground. Take your hands back behind you and then lean back, right? You might have to lean way back at first so you can lift that left ankle up off the ground and put it on top of your right knee. Then from there, you can start to push yourself back up forward, right? The more you push your chest towards your left shin, the more you're going to feel that sensation in your left hip. If that's not good for you, if you feel too much sensation, then you bring a little bit further back. You can adjust with your right foot too, right? The closer you bring your right heel to your right glute, the more sensation you're going to have going on. And so you can be nice and tight. That's what I am right now. I've got my chest pressed all the way to my left shin almost. I got my right heel right against my right glute. I can back it off. I can take that right foot further out. I can lean further back. So you just want to find that place for you, that edge. Get some sensation going in the left hip, but again, not so much sensation that you can't hang out. It's a fine line. You learn to walk it in our yin practice. So you guys stay right there for a couple more breaths. Letting whatever sensations are coming come over your body. Let's take about 4 more breaths here. When you're ready, now we're going to come out of this again. Best thing to do, move that right foot a little bit further away, lean a little bit back so you can easily take that left foot up off the mat. Then you're going to sit all the way up here. I'm going to move this blanket out of the way. I want to have space on either side of me. Now I'm going to take my hands back behind me again, and my fingertips can be pointed towards the front of the room. They can be pointed out to the sides. They can be pointed to the back, right? That's not important. But you want to put a little bit of weight into your hands, and then you're just going to let both knees fall over to the left, pull up to center, drop them to the right. So my opposite hip's lifting when I do this. We just call this windshield wipering. We're just going back and forth, back and forth. Right? Let's take a few more rounds here. Should feel good. And then eventually we're going to come all the way to a stop. All right, now from here, take both feet, bring them in as close as you can, as close as is comfortable to you, right? And then you're going to hug your knees, hug your arms around your shins, tuck your chin to your chest, and you're going to drive your forehead towards both knees. So now we're curled up into that little ball, right? We do this a lot in Pilates. It's a great release, both for your hip flexors and for your low back. Come. Oh, Linda's here now. Yay. Oh, and Sarah. Sarah's doing a little again. We like that. I don't know what I just did. There we go. All right, so now slowly look up here. Now I'm going to turn sideways on my mat so you guys can see me. You guys can just stay at the top of your mat. Right, we're here. So I want you to come into this tabletop position. You've got your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Right, now we're going to come into a child's pose here. You can take your knees out super wide if you want to. So as you push your hips back over your heels, your belly's going to drop between your thighs. Maybe you want to keep your knees nice and close together so that as you push your hips back, your belly rests on top of your thighs. That's up to you. But what I want you to do is get your forehead all the way to the mat. So you've got a blanket, you've got a cushion, right? So if you need to, you can use those. So that as I come down, I'm going to be able to put my forehead right on the mat. Or not on the mat, but on the blanket that's on the mat. Or you can do it with your pillow, right? You can bring the pillow in front of you and just let your head rest on the pillow. Maybe you can't get that far down. Maybe you need both, right? Maybe you look like this. That's okay. Now wherever you are, like I just did, I want you to take your hands and slide them back so that you're reaching your hands toward your heels. So you're kind of letting their shoulders rest on your knees. So it's a passive child's pose. Looks like this. All right, I'm not going to stay here because I don't want to be talking into the floor. But you guys get there. Like I said, the important thing, get that head supported either on the mat or on your blanket or on your block. And just take another minute or so here. Should feel comfortable, right? A little bit of sensation going, a little bit of stuff going on in the low back, letting those shoulders open up and relax. We're gonna work the shoulders a little bit more here in a minute, so I wanna get them ready. Just coming up so I can see what's going on. You guys are all in your child's pose. I want you to stay here for another minute or so. Now when you're ready, you're going to come up from that passive child's pose. Right? So you're coming up, just slowly rise up, come up in that low kneel, right? And then from there, just let your hips go to one side or the other. First we're going to drop our legs, or we're going to swing our legs in front of us, right? So you're right here. Now, you've got your feet flexed, right? So your toes are towards the ceiling. I should probably turn sideways. It's going to be easier for you guys to see what's going on. Right, so I'm going to turn sideways here, so I've got my legs long, and I'm going to do just like this, right? It's like a slow wave. I'm kind of bending into one knee, I'm pressing that whole left thigh bone down into the mat right now, while my right knee is slightly bent and lifted. Then I'm going to switch it out and push my right thigh bone all the way down. Let my left leg side to lift, right? So you're just going back and forth, back and forth. It's almost like you're pedaling a bike, right? Except your feet are staying still. So just do that a few more times. It's kind of like those windshield wipers we do. It's a little reset, but it's a little bit different. And then come to a stop here. Now, as you come to a stop, now you're going to bend into your knees. Now, you're going to swing them around back behind you. We're going to come down to our belly, right? So I'm going to be sideways here. Actually, I might come forward. I think that might be easier. We'll see, right? I might move around. It doesn't matter where I go. I just want to give you guys the best view of everything that's going on, right? You are all just going to be laying on your belly on your mat. Now, you're laying here on your belly. Now, as we start out, you're going to take your left arm, reach it out in front of you. You can let your head come down to the mat if you need a bolster or a blanket here to let you do that. Go ahead. I'm going to look up so that I'm not talking into the floor, right? But you guys should have your head resting. Now I'm going to bend into my right knee. So you can see my right foot there. I'm bringing my right heel all the way towards my right glute as close as I can get it. Now I'm going to take my right hand and reach it back behind me. And I'm going to grab a hold of my right ankle and pull it in towards my body. Now maybe you can't reach, and that's okay, right? If you have a strap or a towel, you can wrap that around, and that's great. If you don't have any of those things, right, then just bring your heels close to your glute as you can and reach that right hand back there. So it looks like this, right? So you're just right here, reaching back. You can let that right hand relax down. You might look like this, maybe you look like this. Right now, maybe if you have a lot of flexibility, maybe you take your left hand and sweep it back behind you, and you take both hands around your right foot and really pull it in. You don't have to be there, right? You would look like this with your head down. You can keep that left hand reaching forward. All right, so this is a really great stretching sequence. I did it this morning in a slow flow class I taught at a different place, and everybody really loved it. And then so I was like, you know what? We could lengthen that out and put it in our yin class tonight. All right, so right now the sensation should be in your right quad. That's what you're opening up here. So I just want you guys to stay here. Take about 5 or 6 more breaths, another minute or so. You should be able, right, in a true yin class, to make those breaths last long enough that yes, 5 or 6 breaths is what comes in a minute, right? It's about 5 seconds each, or 10 seconds each in the inhale, 5 seconds on the inhale, 5 seconds on the exhale, right? But if your breathing's a little faster, that's okay. Just notice. Don't try to control, don't try to make it faster, make it slow. Just notice what it is that it's doing. Again, that's the best thing you can do for your body, is build that awareness. when you're ready here, you're going to keep that right heel towards the right glute, but release your right hand, right? And now you're going to take that right hand, bring it right by your right chest, right? So you look like this. Now your left hand, it's going to reach back forward. If you had it wrapped around your right foot, reach it back forward, but then we're going to slide it all the way over. So it's going to reach straight to the left. So my left palm is coming straight out of my left shoulder blade. They're one straight line. You can't see that in the camera, right? So now what we're going to do here, you're going to push into that right hand. My left ear is going to land on the ground, so I'm looking to the right. I'm pushing with my right hand. I'm going to push myself over onto my left hip, and then I'm going to take my right foot and drop it down back behind me. So my right foot is flat on the ground. Right? That left arm is coming straight out. The more I push into my right hand, the more I open my chest up towards the ceiling, the more I'm going to feel it. You're going to feel it here in your left shoulder, right? So if it's too much, you can let your chest angle a little bit more towards the ground. If you want more, keep spinning your chest open towards the ceiling. Now, to that end, you can take your right hand, maybe you wrap that right hand around your back. Maybe you grab onto your forearms on a good day. I can touch my right fingertips to my left forearm. If you have great flexibility, maybe you rest that right palm on top of the left, right? Or you keep that right hand in front of you. Right? These are all good options, okay? I'm going to roll out of it so I can see. Right, but you guys stay there. Like I said, you should be feeling it right in that left shoulder girdle. That's what we're opening up here. So I want you to take a few more breaths. Another 5 or 6. Last another minute. If it gets to be too much, remember you can angle your chest more towards the floor. If you want more sensation in that left shoulder, you want to open it up more, keep angling your chest up towards the ceiling. From here, right, from where you were, in your shoulder T, stretch. Right, now you're going to come back over, so you're going to take that right hand, wherever it was, bring it back by your chest, and then step over with that right foot. Just let yourself roll back onto your belly. All right, so now we're back here. We're going to do those same 2 poses on the other side. So you're going to sweep that left hand now, reach it back behind you. Right, take your right hand, reach it in front. Again, your head should be down on the mat. I'm just looking up so I'm not talking into the floor and you can all actually hear me. All right, this time we're going to bend into our left knee and you're going to bring that left heel towards your left glute. And again, if you can, you're going to reach up with your left hand, grab a hold of your left ankle and pull that heel closer to the glute. If you have a strap or a towel and you want to use that to assist you, do that. If you don't have any of those things and you can't reach, then just let your left arm relax. It's still reaching back and just press that left heel as close as you can to your left glute. So it looks like this, right? So maybe you're here. Right, maybe you're just here. Either way, heads down. Now, if you have great flexibility, again, you can take that right hand, it can sweep around and reach so that you're grabbing onto both hands, or you're grabbing onto your left ankle with both hands, pulling that left heel even closer to the left glute. Right? The key here is to stretch out the left quad. That's where you should be feeling the sensation. I want you guys to stay here another minute or so, stretching out that left quad, whatever that looks like for you. To be comfortable, but there should be some sensation going on. Take about 4 more breaths here. Now, when you're ready here, right, we're going to switch this out to that shoulder T stretch again. So wherever you are, release that left foot. Now you're going to keep that left knee bent, keep that left heel going towards the left glute, right? But bring your left hand right by your chest. Now your palms pressing into the floor, your elbows going back behind you. Take your right hand, sweep it out to the right from wherever it was. I'm going to scoot over a little bit here so you guys can see what's going on with my right side. My right arm's coming straight out of my shoulder blade, right? It's a straight line. You guys can't see if I angle it down here or angle it up here as much, but it should be coming straight out of your shoulder blade. Now you're going to push into that left hand. Your right ear is going to come to the mat. You're going to push yourself over onto your right hip. Let that left foot land back behind your right thigh. So now you're here, getting that sensation going in your right shoulder. So maybe here you take that left hand and wrap it around behind your back again if you want to. Maybe if you have great flexibility and it rests on top of your right palm, maybe you have to keep that left hand here by your chest. That's okay. And the more your chest spins open towards the ceiling, the more sensation you're going to feel in your right shoulder. Right? Maybe you have to angle it more towards the ground to back it off a little bit. Right? You find your version. Now, it's going to be different slightly. I'm coming out of it, but you guys stay there, right? It's going to be a different sensation on this side than it was on the other, right? Maybe either your right shoulder is tighter or your right shoulder is a little looser. You know that now, right? You guys all know which one's which. If you got more sensation going on here, maybe you have to back it off a little bit more on this side than you did on the other side. If you have more sensation, if you had more sensation going on the left side, maybe you can take this one a little bit deeper, right? You want to feel something here. You want it to feel easy. Maybe you got more space, maybe you got less. You don't have to look exactly the same as you looked on the other side. I just want you to feel eventually the same thing that you felt on the other side. So another minute or so right here. And now, when we're ready here, we're going to come out of this, right? So again, you're going to take your left hand, bring it back by your chest from wherever it was, right? And you're going to roll back over onto your belly. So step that left foot back over, let your chest come back down to the mat. Then bring both hands right beside your chest. You're going to push yourself all the way up into tabletop, right? So now we're here. I'm going to turn sideways again so now you guys can see. So we're here in this hands and knees pose. Once you get here, we're going to do a couple cat-cows just to get that spine moving, get that synovial fluid flowing. So as you inhale here, lift your chin up to the sky. Tuck your tailbone under. Let your belly drop. That's your cow pose. And then as you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round out your back, hollow out your armpits. That's your cat pose. And just keep moving here. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. You have to control your breath. Right? I said inhale and exhale. What you're doing, instead of controlling your breath, control your movements. Find the rhythm of your breath. Match your movements to it. Just take a couple more of these right here. And then eventually, we're going to meet back in neutral tabletop. All right, now, we're here in our tabletop. Now we're going to come into a kneeling runner's lunge here so we can do a dragon pose. I'm going to get you guys into it a different way, right? I want you to take your right foot. Maybe I should go forward for this one. Right, so I'm here. I'm going to take my right foot, step it out to the side, so like this. Then take your right hand, wrap it around behind your back. Now once you're there, take your right foot, and you can take a lot of steps or one big step. You're going to bring that right foot next to your left hand. Right, so you're here. So if it wasn't one big step, maybe you're just going to boop, 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 and eventually get around. Now as you unwrap your right hand, you want that right hand to come inside your right foot. So you look like this. Now I'm going to turn sideways again here so you guys can see. Once you get there, now you might have to move your left knee back a little bit. Tuck your left toes under into that left knee back. What you want is for your left knee to be back behind your left hip. Right, so notice how my left hip is closer to my right heel than my left knee is. right? I don't want to be here where I'm in a 90-degree angle and round it out, right? Bring it back a little bit. So this basically is dragon pose. That's where we are right now, right? And you can stay right here. Keep your palms on the mat, right? You can take your pillow or your blanket, right, and bring it inside your right foot. Maybe you come down to your forearms here, right? Or maybe you can get low enough down, you can let your head rest down. None of this has to happen. Like I said, you can stay on your palms. You can stay on your elbows. Maybe you can get down low and you'd like to bring it down to your elbows, right, without a blanket or a pillow. And you can just be here, right? All these are good options. If you feel like you need a little more opening in that inner thigh, maybe you stay up on your left palm, you take your right hand to the inside of your right knee and push that right foot open. As I'm doing that, see, I'm letting my right sole of my right foot lift up off the mat. You can do that too if you want to, or just stay, right? I've given you lots of different options. There's no right, there's no wrong. You're just finding that position where you're able to hang out for a few minutes. Now you're gonna feel this in your hip flexors ideally, right? Feeling it along that left hip flexor, feeling it on the inside of your right thigh and your right hip flexor. And if you want to intensify that, push that right knee open. If you want to make it more relaxed, then pull that blanket, that pillow in, and let yourself relax down onto them. You can tuck your chin here, right? You don't have to keep your crown of your head pointed forward like we did in the half butterfly. So it could be here. Make it comfortable for you. A few more breaths. Giving ourselves a chance to really open up. Just take about 4 more breaths here, wherever you are. All right. And then everybody's going to come back up to their palms, right? So that eventually you're all here. Where I am on my palms, both my hands inside my right foot. And I should have practiced this on camera before, but I didn't. But we're going to try it here, okay? You're going to take your left heel and just kind of kick it. Take your left foot, kick it over to the right, right? So it's going toward your right foot. And then you're going to walk yourself back. Now, you're going to straighten out that right leg and let your left hip land all the way on the ground. So now you look like this. But then you're going to take your right foot, bend into your right knee, and step it outside your left thigh, right? So you look like this. The only thing that happened is that I ended up kind of off center here, right? It's okay. So essentially we're ending up in this little twisted pose right here. Now we're gonna take our twist here, we're gonna twist to the right. So you're gonna bring your right hand now back behind you. Bring your right hand back behind your right hip. And you can take your left hand, you're either just gonna hug it around that left knee, or maybe you're gonna hook that right elbow over that, or the left elbow over the right knee up to you, or you just hug around that right knee with your left hand. But you're opening up with that right shoulder. You're taking your chin, your gaze over your right shoulder. It's important when we do these simple twists here, you're gonna follow the line of your right shoulder with your gaze, right? I tell you guys when you're here in the studio with me, that means that you're not necessarily looking straight at the back of the studio, right? I'm looking more over at the corner because that's where my right shoulder goes. Most people don't twist so deep that their right shoulder's pointed all the way towards the back of the room. And that's okay, right? But what we don't want to do is try to make our neck twist enough so that we can look at the back of the room, right? Because then you're over twisting your neck, right? Your neck is an extension of your spine. It's going to move with your spine, right? So you really mess it up if you try to wrench it around to look at the back of the room when your shoulder doesn't go there. All right, just take 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to come back around. As you come back around, just step that right foot over, right? And now we're going to bring ourselves back into tabletop. And we're going to do the same thing, going the other way, right? So I'm going to start out facing you guys again so you can see what I'm doing to get into the pose. Now I'm in tabletop. I'm going to take my left foot, step it out to the left. I'm going to take my left hand, wrap it around behind my back. And I'm going to bring my left foot next to my right hand. Again, it can be little tiny steps or it can be one giant step if your body's up for that, right? And then once you get there, unwrap that left hand and just drop it inside your left foot. Right now I'm here. I'm gonna take my pillow with me. I'm turning to the side, you don't have to, right? You're just here. I just want you guys to see me. Now, here, right as I ended up, notice how my right hip is right over my right knee. That's not what I want. So I'm gonna tuck my right toes under and just start to inch that right knee back a little bit so it goes back behind my right hip. Right, so now I'm in that full dragon pose. So you can stay right here on your palms. If you want to make it a little bit more, maybe you take your left hand, press that left knee open, let the left sole of the foot come off the mat, so you're on the knife edge of that left foot. Right, or maybe you want to drop down to your elbows, either to the mat here, or use your blanket, use your pillow, right, and let your elbows come down there. All great options. Find what feels good to you. You want to feel that opening in your hip flexors. It doesn't have to be, by the way, the exact same thing you did on the other side, right? If something else feels right to your body on the side, then go for it. Our hips are one of the most uneven parts of our body. Right? We tend to be a lot tighter sometimes on our non-dominant side. For most of us, that's the left side. And that doesn't mean that you don't want to open up your hip more here, or that you don't want to go down to your elbows on the other side. Right? It just means that your body's going to give you different signals on that side, right? And you need to be aware of that and be attuned to that, so you know, right? Maybe that hip is tighter and it's telling you, hey, open it up a little bit more so we can loosen up. Maybe the hip's looser and it just wants to relax, and so you do end up going down to your elbows. Right? Like I said before, the best thing you can get out of yin is the ability to build that body awareness, the ability to listen to your own body and do what it needs. All right, so let's take about 5 more breaths here. And you're going to let yourself come up. Right, back up to your palms if you weren't already. Right, and then from there, now we're going to try that funky move again. So I'm going to take my right foot and I'm going to kick it to the left. So my right knee starts to point towards the right side of the room. I'm going to push my left leg all the way straight, walk my hands back towards my right knee. Now I'm going to let my right hip come down to the mat. And then once I'm there, I'm going to bend into that left knee, bring my left foot over outside the right thigh. Again, I did that right. The only thing is, like I said, I ended up off center, so I'm moving over. You don't have to move, right? Wherever you ended up on your mat, it's fine. I'm just here so you guys can still see me in the camera. Now we're going to twist to the left, right? So you're going to bring that left hand around, back behind your left hip. And again, your right hand either hugs around the left knee, or you hook that right elbow over the left knee, if that's open to you. Think here about your left shoulder. Again, you're opening it up as much as you can. You're taking your chin, your gaze over that left shoulder. So wherever that left shoulder is pointed, that's where your gaze goes. Now you can adjust this twist a little bit too with your left hand. The more you bring it in to your body, the tighter the twist is, the more sensation you feel in it, and that's fine. But if you want to twist a little deeper and make it a little looser twist with less sensation, you can move that left hand further away from your left hip. That allows me to twist a little bit more open towards the left side of the room, but I'm not feeling it as much. That's okay. Again, it's your body. What does it need? Does it need to go and twist further, or does it need to feel that tight sensation that you get with the tight, tight twist? Right? I don't know what your body needs. You do. Listen to it. Let it tell you. All right, just take about 3 more breaths here. And then you're slowly going to untwist, come back around. Right now, you're going to step that left foot over, right? Unwind the right leg. So come to that hook line position. Now again, I'm going to turn sideways here, just so that you guys can see what's going on. I'm going to grab my blanket, because we might use that for this next part. So you're going to come here to the top of your mat. So your toes are up at the top of your mat, right? Your knees are up to the sky. You're just going to take your arms long, tuck your chin to your chest. You're looking down at your belly. Now let your whole back round out as you lower yourself down to the mat. All right? So now I'm lying on the mat. I've got my hands at my sides. I'm going to bring my hands palms face down. Walk your heels in a little bit closer to your glutes. Now we're going to come into a bridge, right? So So you're gonna press your feet into the mat and lift your hips up. Now if you can, I want you to take your blanket or your pillow and just pull it underneath your hips. And then let your hips settle into that blanket or the pillow. I did it with a rolled up blanket. If you've got a little throw cushion from your couch, that might be perfect, right? If you've got a big puffy pillow from your couch or your bed, it might be a little bit too high. If you need to take your blanket lower, you can take it lower, right? I just want those hips slightly elevated, but I don't want you to be in an unsupported bridge where you're having to engage your quads and glutes to get that yang action pushing your hips up, right? So they're resting, but they're elevated slightly. It's called supported bridge, and that's where we want to be here, right? You want to tuck your shoulders just slightly so your chest is pointed out towards the ceiling, you're looking straight up towards the ceiling, your arms are otherwise relaxed. Okay. You want to keep your knees right over your ankles, don't let your knees fall in against each other, up to the sides, right? Keep everything in line. But other than that, just let yourself melt into the pose. We're going to stay here for about another minute. Should feel good, should feel mostly comfortable, right? Not as much sensation going on since you're letting your hips relax down. Plants. See who's watching. Oh, who came in? Okay, he's watching and Sue, maybe. Maybe you guys are still watching, hopefully. All right, now, when you're ready here, you're gonna lift your hips up so you can slide that blanket or that pillow, whatever you've got there, out from underneath you, right? So just press into your feet, lift your hips, slide that blanket or pillow out from underneath you, and then let your hips come all the way down to the ground. Right, so we're back here in this constructive rest position. That's where we have the head, shoulders all on the ground, and the knees up to the sky. We're gonna come from here, we're gonna finish off, this will be our last yin pose. We're gonna do a little happy baby, then we'll take it down for a nice shavasana. So let your feet come straight up to the sky here, right? Like you're coming into waterfall. But then you're gonna let your feet separate. Maybe they're separating slightly, maybe they're separating a lot, maybe they're barely separating at all. That's gonna be up to you. And then from there, bend into your knees. Maybe you're bending them a lot, maybe you're bending them just slightly, maybe you're not bending them at all, right? Once you're comfortable, reach up with your same hand for your same foot. Maybe you're grabbing the inside sole of the foot, maybe the outside sole of the foot, maybe the ankle, the shin, the knee, wherever you make that connection, it's all good. Once you've made it though, you want to roll forward slightly. So you want to feel that sacrum pressing into the mat. Right, so it's that slight roll forward. You don't want to be here where your tailbone's lifted off the mat. You want to roll forward, press it down. That might mean that your hands slide off your feet and they come to your ankles or your shins. That happens to me all the time, depending on what I've been doing on any given day, and it's okay. Right? But once you're there, then you can start to rock from side to side. I know most of you are probably already doing it, right? You're like, we were rocking a long time ago, Paula. It's fine. If the rock feels good, that's what you should be doing. If for whatever reason tonight the rock doesn't feel good to you, it's supposed to feel like a nice little spinal massage, something good and happy, like our happy baby. But if it doesn't feel like that, then just stay still. You don't have to have the rock, right? Maybe when you get here, now you want to change your leg position. Maybe you want your legs now to go wider, or straighter. Maybe you want to bend them more, or bring them in more. Whatever feels good to you. Find that place where this feels really delicious to you, and spend your next minute or so hanging out right here, whatever your happy baby looks like. Here, now you're going to take your knees, hug them all the way in to your chest. And then we're going to set up now for our final pose, our shavasana. So you're going to let your legs extend all the way along. And again, if you want to here, you can bring that pillow or that blanket underneath your knees. It's nice if you've got a tender low back, right? Putting that bolster or the pillow underneath your knees just takes a little pressure off your low back. So you can be here, have the blanket under your head. You don't want the blanket under your head. Maybe you want the pillow underneath your head, if that's comfortable to you. Depending on what kind of pillow you have, it might be, right? So maybe you're just right here, laying on the pillow. And again, maybe you have to do something different with your legs, right? They don't have to be straight. They can be bent, they can fall in against each other. That also takes pressure off your low back, thinking butterfly. Just find that place to go, right? I'm going to sit up now, but you guys stay in your Shavasana. Find that place where you want to be, where you're perfectly comfortable, where you're going to be able to stay perfectly still, where your mind is going to be able to go perfectly quiet, just like I talked about at the beginning of class. Now we're going to get to that place, and we're going to stay there. I always talk about how the key to Shavasana is your breath, and letting your breath guide you to that place, guide you to that quiet of the mind. That's true, right? But one of the keys to keeping the focus on the breath, to letting the breath guide you, right, is to not let yourself dwell on any one particular thought. Right? People think sometimes that during Shavasana, they need to empty their mind completely. Right? Quieting the mind is not the same as emptying the mind. If you try to empty your mind of all thoughts, it will never ever work. The thoughts will just keep coming at you harder and faster. So instead of trying to empty your mind of all thoughts, right, just let whatever thought is going to come into your head, come into your head. It's okay, right? It might be something really profound. It might be your grocery list. Right? Whatever it is. Acknowledge that you're having that thought. But then don't dwell on it. Just release it. Let it go. Make room for the next thought. When that thought comes, it may be the same one, right? That's what happens if we're dwelling on something, or we're really anxious about something. We keep having the same thought over and over again. It's okay. It pops into your head again. That's right. Again, you just acknowledge it. You release it. You make room for the next one. When that thought comes, whatever it is, you acknowledge it. You release it. You make room for the next one. And that way, then the thoughts are just floating in and out of your mind like ocean waves. You're not dwelling on any one particular one. When you get there, that's going to be your true quiet of the mind. Now slowly, start to come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Feel that increased sensation that comes with a quiet mind. Wherever you are, maybe you want to take your arms overhead and do that nice full, deep body stretch. From there, you'll roll over onto your right side in fetal position, and then just take a few breaths there to reacclimate to our space. Let the sights and the sounds of the room come back to you. Take as long as you need right there. Then when you're ready, only when you're ready, push yourself up to seated. And we'll close here. All right? So we're just going to close with our 2 Bhamari breaths and then an Om. So Bhamari breath, we inhale. As we exhale, make that little humming sound in the back of the throat. All right, we'll do 2 of those, and then on the third one, we'll do the Om, the universal syllable, using all parts of the throat. Join me in that, or you can just skip all of them, right, and just listen. It's up to you. But let's close our eyes here. We'll inhale together. Inhaling again. And then we'll inhale one final time and Let your eyes drift open. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your energy, your practice with me this evening. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste, right? Maybe it's not evening anymore when you're watching this. It's okay. Whatever time of day, thanks for joining me. I'm going to pop back in tomorrow night, probably around 8:30. I'll leave a little post up tomorrow so you guys know when to expect me. I'm going to do a little yoga nidra. Some of you who come to my in class all the time, you've done that with me before. It's a little 20-minute kind of meditation thing. You'll just lay back and relax, and I'll talk you through it. Right? It's to help you get ready for bed. Right? Yoga nidra really means, translated means yoga sleep. Right? It's very relaxing. If you want to do it with me, like I said, I'm probably going to pop on tomorrow night sometime and do that. So I'll put up a little post about that. Hopefully you can join me. Otherwise, I'll see you all on Sunday morning. I'm going to do slow flow on Sunday morning. I'm not on tomorrow morning because I was on Monday morning instead. So Angie's here tomorrow morning at 10:30 to do some yoga. So join her. I'll be back Sunday morning for slow flow. I will see you all then. Okay, have a great night. Bye.